I want you to imagine a number, $500 million. That is the amount of money widely reported that Lidl, the grocery giant, lost when their SAP implementation failed. They spent 7 years trying to install it. They ended up deleting the code and going back to their old systems. And they're not alone. Hershey's missed Halloween because their ERP crashed. And Nike lost $100 million in sales in a single quarter. HP lost, if I'm not wrong, another 160 million. Now, these are not stupid companies. They have the best smart people and the deepest pockets in the world. So if they can fail, what chance do you have? The statistics are terrifying. Gartner estimates that 60 to 70% of ERP projects fail. They either go wildly over budget, they take twice as long as promised, or worst of all, they launch and the business stops. The trucks stop moving, the invoice stops sending. When this happens, everyone blames the software. They say SAP is too hard or NetSuite is glitchy. I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. The software works fine. It works for BMW, it works for Coca-Cola. The reason these projects fail is not the technology, it's the psychology. Hi, I'm Noel Benjamin Dcosta, and I've rescued distressed projects worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the C.R.A.S.H index. It's basically C.R.A.S.H. Now, these are the 7 human errors that destroy implementations. If you avoid these, you won't just save your budget, you might just save your job. So when I walk into a failing project to do a rescue, I don't look at the code first. Never. I look at the people. I measure the project against the C.R.A.S.H index. So C stands for culture, R stands for resources, A stands for adoption, S stands for scope, and H stands for the hype. These are the 5 categories where the bodies are buried. Inside these 5 categories, there are 7 deadly sins that CEOs commit. Let's go through them. The first letter is C for culture. This brings us to the deadly error number 1, the absent CEO. Most CEOs think that an ERP project is like any other IT project. So they sign the check, they toss the contract to the CIO or the IT manager, and they say, hey, let me know when it's done. Now that is a fatal mistake. An ERP is not any IT project. It's open heart surgery on your business processes. IT installs the software, but who decides that the procurement department needs to stop using spreadsheets? IT can't tell the CFO what to do. Only you can as the CEO. So if the CEO is not the executive sponsor, and if you as the CEO are not in the steering committee meetings visibly supporting the change, the staff will resist it. They will wait for the project to die, and it will. The next is R for resources. This contains deadly error number 2, the B team. And I see this constantly. You need to assign the internal staff to the project team. You look at your sales manager, Sarah. Sarah is your best salesperson. She brings in $5 million a year. You can't spare her. So instead, you assign Bob. Bob is okay. He's not very busy. In fact, you were thinking of firing Bob. So you put Bob on the ERP project. You have just doomed your project. If the people designing the system are the people who don't understand your business, the system will be built wrong. So the rule is, if it doesn't hurt to remove them from their day job, they are the wrong person for the project. You must sacrifice your A player for the future of the company. This leads to deadly error number 3, the yes man consultant. So you hire an external partner. All they want to do is make you happy. So when you ask for a bad idea, they say yes. A good consultant will tell you no. If your consultant agrees with everything you say, fire them. They are helping you build a disaster. A is for adoption. This is deadly error number 4, the PDF training. So most companies spend 95% of the budget on building the software and 5% on the training. 2 weeks before go live, they send a 200-page PDF manual to the warehouse staff and they say, read this. Nobody reads the PDF. So on day one, the system goes live. The warehouse guy has a truck waiting. He looks at the screen, he doesn't know which button to click. So what does he do? He writes it on a piece of paper. So adoption fails, data stops flowing, and the system is dead on arrival. So training is not an event, it is a process, and it needs to happen 6 months before go live and not 6 days. S is for scope. This is a big one. Deadly error number 5, the customization addiction. So you build a standard system like NetSuite, but then your operations director says, but Noel, our company is special. We do things differently here. We need to change the code to match our old process. Now, standard software is built on best practices. If your process doesn't match SAP, usually SAP is right and you are wrong. Every time you write custom code, you create a technical debt. When the software updates next year, your custom code will break. So you're back to building a Frankenstein monster that costs millions to maintain. Now that connects to deadly error number 6, replicating the legacy. So most companies just try to build their old Oracle or Excel sheets inside the new cloud ERP, which could be anyone. Now, if you do this, you've just spent $5 million to get exactly the same result you had before. Now, that is not transformation. That is a very expensive copy-paste. Finally, H is for hype. That is deadly error number 7, the magic wand. So the board of directors believe that buying the software fixes the problem. They think our supply chain is in a mess, so we are buying Oracle and Oracle will fix it. So software does not fix broken processes, it magnifies them. So if your data is garbage and you put it into a high-speed ERP, you just get high-speed garbage. You must fix your processes manually before you automate it digitally. Do not believe the hype that the tool does the thinking for you. So let's look at the C.R.A.S.H index again. Culture, so is the CEO leading the project? Resources, is the A team on the job? Adoption, are we training or are we just emailing? Scope, are we adopting standard or are we customizing? And hype, are we fixing the process first? If you score badly on this index, I don't care which software you have bought, you are going to fail. That's 100%. Now, I know this sounds depressing, but it doesn't have to be this way. Knowing these errors is the first step towards avoiding them. But knowing the errors isn't enough. You need to have a plan. You need to have a strategy to navigate the next 12 months without hitting these icebergs. You need a roadmap. And I've developed a very specific 12-month rescue plan that I use to turn around failing projects. I map out exactly what needs to happen in month 1, month 3, and month 6. So watch this video next, that is the 12-month rescue plan. I'm going to give you the exact timeline you need to deliver this project on time and under budget, most importantly. So I'm Noel Dcosta. Don't let your project crash, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.